I was supposed to go do the post game chilling on the field. So, whoops.
Got it.
It was funny. Which game was it? It was the Bengals game. Yes, the Bengals game. I was like, oh, watching Red Zone, and the Ticketmaster alert came up. Someone took your Commander tickets. I was like, oh, all right. Oh well. Bummer.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah. Oh shucks, can't go to a Giant game. But lucky, those people are lucky because I like forgot they were up there, and I put them up as if we were like 0-7.
Oh, okay.
That person got a deal.
Got it.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Living the dream.
Yeah, I hear that. I just poured some Captain in my Coke, so
That's nice.
yeah.
Feeling it.
I get the Liberty Parade tomorrow. That's gonna be fun.
Third parade ever.
Yeah?
Yes, my third parade. Well, fourth.
What was the other one? Two
The
U.S.
COVID.
soccer.
The two COVID. The two USA soccer and COVID. There was like a COVID parade. I don't even want to.
It was a COVID.
It was like first responders.
Oh, okay.
Okay, got it.
Fair enough.
Parades are the complete opposite of what COVID was about.
What are you talking about? Getting everybody together,
man.
Isn't that what a parade?
Yeah, I think it was I think it was De Blasio's, like one of De Blasio's last things. Pretty sure it was De Blasio. That is De Blasio written all over it.
Like a ground zero. Hey, we're gonna put all of you together so that way we could take you out all at once.
Yeah. And then hopefully next week we don't get a Yankee one. They're gonna get their fucking shit kicked out of them.
I hope so.
Unless Soto, Judge, and Stan stay hot.
Stanton's the greatest player since fucking Babe Ruth. What are you talking about?
See, that's why Yankee fans are stupid.
We know that already. We'll talk about it in a little bit.
He's been doing this as long as he's been a Yankee.
Yep.
Episode 400 is live on Facebook and YouTube, the SND Podcast Show. Steve and Danny Vin are here. What is up, boys? How's everybody doing?
Well, the last time I spoke to you guys, we embarked a magical playoff run. So,
it was right before, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
we didn't record after Atlanta.
No, we did not.
Yeah, we were recording probably in a rain delay or the delay. The games had just been canceled.
Right. And we were, this is typical Mets.
We were developed ready for the downfall of the weekend,
and then craziness happened. I know a few months ago I just wanted to say that this team wasn't likable, and boy, was I wrong. But yeah, we'll get into that later. But I just wanted to say I was wrong about that, and then we'll get into that a bunch later. But boys, what's up?
Vincent, you have a new fluid position. What is it? What did they call Salas? What are they calling him?
I believe fluid position was what they called that. I think fluid role. Sounds a little gross, for being honest, but we're going with fluid position.
Gonna stand on the sideline and spit on the ground though.
I don't even know if he's gonna be on. He's gonna be there tomorrow, I think.
I'm sure he's just gonna be consulting and just being in Jersey.
Like Vrabel is in what is Vrabel, Danny? Vrabel's somewhere. Cleveland. Yeah. So similar, probably somewhat similar to that.
I mean, it's semantics, but he's on the offensive staff technically.
Isn't he a defensive coach?
His role.
No, we're not going there. Yeah.
Described it was he's gonna tell us what other defenses see in our offense.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, so basically he's going to coach the offense as if he was coaching against them.
Correct is essentially his role. I
So,
don't know. I wouldn't
what
call
I'm
it coach, but consult.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
gonna be a
you-
consultant. He's gonna stay at home. He's gonna watch the previous. He's gonna
Right.
watch the upcoming.
watch tape.
games.
He'll
He's gonna
watch.
be. Yeah, that's all he's gonna be doing. He's gonna be watching tape. Hey,
Right.
next week you're playing the Lions. They do X, Y, and Z. Look out for that. And
Correct.
there you go. Yeah. Hey, man.
He'll probably watch.
How many
Most-
years did he have left?
He only had like 2 years left, maybe one. But
Alright, so
so
he doesn't want a real
basically,
job.
basically, the idea is going to be watch the Packer offense to find the flaws
Right.
in what's
How would
going
you
on.
stop them,
/
essentially?
hey, this is what their offense is doing. Look for these little tidbits in their offense and cadences and
yeah.
crap like
The only thing that I found interesting was he made it very clear that he is helping out the offense and that he thinks Halfley and them are doing a good job on the defense. So he's looking at the offense from a defensive perspective.
I mean,
Whatever.
It's a consultant job, so he could probably stay home and watch.
He's probably
tape.
making enough money from the Jets still.
Well,
to-
that's another thing. He probably doesn't want to make a high-paying job, so he can get the Jet money.
He's gonna go back and be a great defensive coordinator wherever he gets hired. He was very
Listen,
good at that job.
He's very likely this could lead into the defensive coordinator in Green Bay next season.
It could because
Easily,
it's possible. Halfley's done a good enough job where he could get consideration. Probably not next year, but in 2 years maybe.
You know, bring
As,
Salas. What was
as a head
Salas? A
coach.
D-line coach original started or linebacker?
I'm
don't
gonna guess linebacker, but
He
I'm not
seems like a
positive.
linebacker guy.
Yeah, exactly. He seems like a linebacker dude.
He's
Um,
offensive. Actually, he's already on the Wikipedia page. It says offensive consultant.
Yeah.
Yeah, assistant linebacker coach in Seattle, defensive coordinator coach in Jacksonville, linebacker coach for the Niners, and then he got the
coordinator.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
no linebacker coach in Jacksonville. Sorry, it was linebacker coach in Jacksonville, D coordinator at the Niners, and then the Jet coaching job. Hey, listen, again, like we said, we see it often. It's crazy, you know. Like some guys just aren't made. Some guys are just not made to run a full team. That's what it comes down to.
And it's okay.
Not everyone's going to be a hit.
It's okay. That's just a shame on the team for not realizing it. And the Jets fucked up when they didn't fire him last offseason.
I'm not. No, I'm pretty convinced.
Season per se goes down on the third play of the game, and you know.
Yeah, I get that, but you could just.
He was in an impossible situation. That organization is an absolute disaster right
now.
now.
Well, did you guys see Devontae today complaining about the way the team reacted? There was a screenplay to Bryce for like 60 yards at some point in the game Sunday night in Pittsburgh, and he said nobody cheered, nobody cared, nobody was paying attention offensively or defensively. And it's not that I'm like saying, oh, we need to be more of a team. It's more of like it's a mindset thing. It's our team just did something huge. Yeah. And also it could be like, because guess what? Russell Wilson probably said, look at the defense not caring that guy just did that. Had a huge play for them.
Yeah, I literally was just watching that clip
I saw it earlier, yeah.
But
like he's there, 5 days, and he's already calling out the whole team for not celebrating a 60-yard screenplay?
It's the Jets.
He has that respect in the league, and two, his best friend is the GM. He's the coach. He's the owner. He's the quarterback. He's the
dog whisperer, the dolphin whisperer.
Yeah, whatever he wants to be is what he is.
And we sniffed this out 2 years ago, Van.
Yeah, I mean,
listen, I give respect to Joe Douglas because we're gonna, looking back on the last 2 weeks for the Jets.
Guy's a bum.
Yes, but I'm gonna respect the fact that he did not listen to. He said, "All right, Salas, we'll let Salas go." He basically said to Rodgers, "Salas gone, but your guy's not my coach, and we're gonna take his play calling ability away." Because let's face it, if Rodgers had full control. Hackett's the guy in charge, right? Hackett's the head coach right now.
I think
or at least still calling the offense.
He's definitely still calling plays because Ulbrich is that guy. If you watched Hard Knocks 2 years ago, he's more of the fiery, and we saw what happened with Nate Hackett. So
I mean, he was in a bad situation in Denver.
Already a dumpster fire as is. So,
but then they went out and got his boy, which didn't even get 10 yards. And how many? What did he end up with? 30-something yards.
He had 3 for 30, so 10 yards per catch. But that's okay.
That's also learning the new offense, short week.
He says he knows it, obviously, but yeah, we'll see what happens this week when he faces New England, and it'll be kumbaya. And then, the one player I'm very not concerned, but I'm just upset for him is Garrett Wilson. It's just they finally get it going, and then unfortunately he hangs them out to dry 2 games in a row, and one was an interception, and it was just. You know how Aaron is, and then you have Lazard.
If Aaron don't trust you, he don't throw you the ball.
And Lazard is like good again.
Yeah, it's not going to be a good situation.
It's going to be a weird offseason even.
They showed the clips in training camp, and they're like, no, it's fine.
They're 2-5, right? At the moment,
very well in that division.
The season's over. I mean,
what's Buffalo? Buffalo's what?
Well, they were only a game out. They were only a game out if they won last week, and that was first Buffalo. So, 2 games up.
I think. Let's pull it up.
Buffalo's is currently
5-2. The Jets are 2-5. So they're
the Dolphins
3
are
games
2-4.
back.
It's like 3.5 because you got
the division's over. The division's over, but it's far from over from a playoff spot. They can get hot.
Listen, this is that week. You're playing New England.
The AFC's terrible.
They're also 2 games out of a playoff spot because there's.
That's my point. The AFC's trash.
Okay, so their upcoming schedule in New England, hosting the Texans Thursday.
Okay,
that's a loss.
Oh, yeah.
Going to Arizona. A bye week. No, never mind. No bye week. No bye week yet. Going to Arizona.
Texans, yeah.
Because Texans are Thursday. The Giants play on the 3rd, which is Sunday that week. I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, they play on Halloween? Huh.
The Jets are playing Halloween night against the Texans. Probably wear the black jerseys all.
Well, that's Halloween-esque.
Yeah. Then going to Arizona, hosting the Colts. Hosting the Colts.
That's a Sunday night. That'll probably get flexed.
I mean, if they just put the Colts and the Ravens, the Vikings into Sunday Night Football, they want to advertise the Colts every day.
So the answer to this is they have to beat New England. They have to win
2 out of 3. They
have to win 3 of these games. Yeah, 3 out of 4. Exactly.
And then you don't know about Seattle. Every week, they're different on the road.
Seattle's traveling. You never know with them, like you said. Miami, who knows who's going to play quarterback?
1 hit away. 1 hit away. Jacksonville shit. The Rams are shit. Buffalo, they always play Buffalo.
Rams may not have anybody on their team at that point.
Yeah, that's a week of Christmas.
I'm just going to say this because I feel bad, but I'm going to say it. They asked Tua today if he's wearing a Guardian cap, and he just said no. It's a Monday. Okay, fine. Then you get what you deserve. I'm sorry. If you want to keep doing this,
they should give him
you're
2.
going to end up
they
like
should,
Junior
they should
Seau,
give
fine.
the David Wright space helmet guy hat and the Guardian hat and
other
hat on top of it.
The scary thing is Tua's helmet is the David Wright helmet.
I get it. You want to play. It is what it is. I mean, you're not going to stop. Fine. You're going to end up the way you end up. I'm sorry. I can't help it.
You're choosing this way.
Yeah.
If I was the Dolphins, I'm calling his agent and I'm saying, listen, he wants to be on the field. That's fine. Here's a letter from our side of it that he has to sign that says we're not responsible for his pay if he goes down again. We're not going to be financially responsible for him.
Well, I would assume Tua is smart enough and has an insurance policy.
I hope he does at this point.
At this point, I hope he does. But still, if the Dolphins were smart enough, they should have him sign something.
I'm sure they have everything ready.
Because, hey, I said they should be calling the Rams about Stafford. But the scary thing is if they keep Kupp, they're getting Puka back. Still a dangerous-ish offense.
Well, they're not. And they're not in a horrible position. They're in a better position than the Jets are.
Yeah, they're fine.
Well,
and with all the injuries to the Niners, that division's still kind of there.
No, they're 2-4. It's not great.
Yeah.
No, so they're
that's more of a wild card spot.
And Call of Duty comes out this week, so the Cardinals are about to lose.
Yeah, I saw that ad last night.
Over.
Done.
I tried Travis Marvin Harrison Jr. today in a bunch of leagues. He's not going to get the ball. Murray's going to be throwing it to the other team. The quicker he gets off the field, the quicker he can play Call of Duty. We all know how that works. Who else? Who else we got? I don't know. Second round. Who can you guys see? So it's been an interesting week, basically, with trades. Mari Cooper to Buffalo.
Right.
That helped me out in a league.
And then today, on Wednesday, D-Hop.
Yeah. Kansas City's praying for 15 more weeks. Just hold down. That knee just has to hold on for 15 more weeks.
Just wrap it in tape, as much tape as they have in the facility.
I know
for 15 weeks.
It's been talked about, whatever. He is. The fact that they're undefeated and he's playing like absolute shit is
Mahomes.
It's crazy.
Kelsey, how many touchdowns does Kelsey have? Does he have one yet this year?
Maybe 2, if that.
I don't even think he has 2.
Yeah, he's washed.
I think I saw somebody said this. I don't know who it was.
Well, we said that last year, and after they lost the game against the Raiders on Christmas, we're like, all right. Then the next week, right?
He hasn't caught a touchdown yet, but he had 7 catches for 89 yards and 9 catches for 70 yards.
All right, so
his last couple of weeks he's been developing. Well, he's been the only guy on the field Mahomes has to throw the ball to.
No, Juju had a coming out party the other day too.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Got 6 good games left in him in his life, and it's like we're saving him for the playoffs.
Juju's also got hurt. That's why they made the trade today.
Right. Well, I mean, if you're still able to get D-Hop, you get him. And then he helps out.
I would have ran to Calvin Ridley and be like, have fun, buddy.
I saw somebody, they posted the clip from The Dark Knight Rises where Bane says to the guy, they expect one of us in the wreckage. I was like, it's tough.
You enjoy your Will Levitts.
Yeah.
I wanna.
What you get for betting.
So is it safe to say
that parlay up?
Is it safe to say Harris is going to Tennessee? If he's the number 1 guy?
Who?
From Texas.
I don't know.
Oh, Everett.
Who Danny right now is you think is
it still
Dion?
Carson Beck, Danny?
Or is it Dion's kid?
It's gonna be. Come on, we know the answer.
Is Dion going to allow the Titans to select him?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, okay, whoever it is, they're going to the Panthers.
Are they though? Because Young is playing this week.
The Panthers.
Well, that's because of injury.
Yeah, but listen, he has a good week. You don't know what's.
I think Shador is really good, and I think adding the primetime label on top of him being very good. He's biggest issue. He's gonna be awesome in the combine and everything else. So it's gonna happen.
So Walter Football today on the 23rd had one of his weekly.
Plus Cam Ward magically lights it up in the playoffs if they make it.
He has Sanders going to Cleveland number 1.
Okay. See, is it all talk that Dion's gonna deal Manning?
And then he's got Ward from Miami going 2 to the Panthers.
I've never known
he has
Dion
Hunter
to
New England at 3.
That's what I'm saying, Ben.
Yeah.
Milroe will go to Tennessee at 4.
Ooh.
The Mikael Williams from Georgia, the defensive end to the Jets at 5. Offensive tackle to the Saints at 6. Mason Graham to the Jags at 7. Ayers to the Raiders at 8.
The Panthers.
And then we end up taking Ima Anawari, the safety from South Carolina.
Right. The Panthers
The safety
point
from where?
differential.
Safety from where?
South Carolina. Gamecocks.
The Cox.
The Panthers point
He
differential.
must be that good that we're getting a safety from South Carolina.
It says, of
Right.
course, the quarterback would be the obvious choice, but if not, the plan is to suck till
that's
Arch.
what you get. That's what
Suck
you get
for
for
Arch.
doing mock drafts before Halloween.
He says has that rare cover skill for a safety who's built like a linebacker and terrific
okay, great.
instincts.
AKA Isaiah Simmons. Okay, great.
We already have him. And then Miami will take Carson Beck at 10.
Oh my God. You imagine that? you imagine that on draft night?
If Carson Beck is sitting there and the Giants don't take him, I mean, it's
For-
riots.
for a safety?
It's riots.
For safety.
Yeah.
Place will be empty. There won't even be a fan at the games next. It'll be basically COVID year all over again at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah. What a disaster.
You tell me you're going into next year with Drew Lock and Tommy Cutlass as your 2 quarterbacks because you're going to cut Daniel Jones at the end of the year so you don't have to pay him anymore.
What a disaster.
I mean, let's get to that, I guess, in general.
They can't play at home.
We need to rebuild Giant Stadium and get out of this stadium as quickly as
They
possible.
have not scored a touch. Wes texted me on Sunday. They have not scored. They have not scored a touchdown in 15 out of 16 quarters at MetLife Stadium this year. So
They scored one against Cincinnati.
Yeah, that's the one quarter.
Yep. Tracy Jr. has had the only one. Daniel Jones has gone like 580 something days since he's thrown a touchdown in MetLife Stadium.
And someone sent me today.
All the Islander and Ranger goals that happened.
Yeah,
I was gonna say the Islander and Ranger players have more points than he does.
First off, Islanders, Rangers, and Devils.
And
didn't
Flyers.
they shut out the Flyers? I think they shut out the Flyers. I don't remember.
Yeah, I got the list
of
all the hockey players that scored.
Yeah. That was a big thing. There was a lot of goals scored in that game. So yeah, there's
And then
a lot of.
They said every
the
player. They said every player that has scored a goal, scored a point at MetLife Stadium, and they were breaking down each position, and then they're like left ring, white ring, defense, running back, wide receiver, safety.
If someone really dug deep into it, they'll find some like offensive tackle that scored a touchdown in this whole span. Had to be a defensive end that scooped up a fumble from Daniel.
I mean, what's the name from the Vikings?
Van Ginkel.
Van Ginkel went back the first fucking game.
Yeah, he was like a safety though, so I'm talking like.
And then you have the pick 6 from the Seattle game last year, when the rookie DB was like, "Yeah, all week we're like, yeah, he's gonna stare me down, and I'm just gonna pick it off, 99 yards."
Okay, so what's the last? Do you know what the last touchdown is that he threw at home?
COVID.
No, well, yeah, jokingly. It has to be against the Colts, right?
It's 2022, isn't it?
Yeah, Colts.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull it up.
He had a monster game.
No, was the Eagle game a home game that following week?
No, it was on the road and he didn't play.
Yeah, Davis Webb played that game.
Oh, that's right. In Philly, Davis Webb played.
The last touchdown. Okay, the last points he scored was ran in a 10-yard rush.
And funny, Okereke light him up.
Yes,
in that game. The last touchdown pass he threw was to Isaiah Hodgins.
Oh, so the Commanders game?
No, it was in the Colts game. He threw.
Oh, that game. Okay.
We blew the Colts out in that.
No,
game.
yeah, I remember
38-10,
that. No.
Yep. He had 4 touchdowns. He had 2 threw 2 and ran 2. It was a great game.
He got paid because of that season.
Well, yeah. Well, he got paid because of the Vikings game. The
Again,
two Viking
I just
games.
want to point out the season he got paid for. He threw 15 touchdowns.
No, I know. And then
he
had 20 overall.
Oh, that's great.
Gatorade. Well, just because your guy played 1 year and got paid $55 million a year.
That's the two.
Do you want to
The
count? You want to see how many touchdowns he had? Do you want to look?
No, don't do
I'm
it.
just saying.
The three
Listen, when
the
I just
three
lobbed the
games
ball
that
up in the
got
air.
the 3 games that got Daniel Jones paid was the road Commanders game on Sunday night, his only primetime win of all time.
Yes.
Then Christmas Eve against the Vikings. So oh wow, Daniel looking good.
We
Oh,
lost the
all right.
game, but he looked good.
Yeah, Joseph kicked a 6-yard field goal to win. And then the Vikings playoff.
Funny
game.
enough, is now our kicker. That's 2. We
That guy
do we
stinks.
realize that on our franchise we're paying 2 kickers who have beaten us with 60-yard field goals.
Yeah.
Remember, Vin, you walked in the house as Graham Gano hit a 62-yard
I do.
field goal.
Yeah.
I think that was to go see the first Venom movie.
Probably might have been, yeah. Which the third one is now coming out, or is already out, or whatever.
It was
Came
long
out.
ago-
It's coming
that
out this
long ago.
weekend.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, they're broken. The Giants are broken. There's literally no other way of putting it. Dexter Lawrence is having a sack
9
year
sacks.
of leading the lead in sacks. The defense is
In
actually
fairness, he wouldn't
defense is
be.
really
He'd
good.
be like 3rd or 4th if Hutch was still, not Joe Theismann in Dallas.
Regardless, you have a defensive MVP level player playing, and you can't.
defense playing well. The secondary's playing better than we all hoped.
When they
Deontay
try.
Banks is whatever, and he gives up on plays, which is annoying. But
I would bench him for the half this week, even though
Wait, okay. So I started listening to Danny.
Russell Wilson's gonna cook.
over
yeah,
at Talking
it was
Pittsburgh,
Giants.
let's ride this week, baby.
I started listening a little, and then I had to jump on here. What happened with Neighbors? He was saying he was open
basically.
He
In a-
said
in
that
a
he's
nice-
been open
in a-
every week.
in a
He's-
press conference, or he
The
he's
post game, and he goes, just go check out my Target video.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if this
basically been
a
open.
lip reading thing that I missed.
No, AKA, please throw me the ball. This guy sucks.
It's very funny, Danny. Again, and
Once Slay got hurt, Slay left the game early for the
Yeah.
Eagles on Sunday.
It's not even about that. They're running the
And
concepts
you're right,
of
it's
the
not about that,
curls.
but-
It's like, jeez.
Snacks
And
said,
Wandale Robinson, I think, drops every pass that gets thrown to him.
What is
Okay.
Snacks say?
I remember laughing at Snacks week 1 for saying if I were Neighbors, I would request a trade. I would. I'm out. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. My leg could snap at any moment. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And I know he
Well-
has no leverage and it would never happen, but get me out.
The funniest, I feel bad for Wandell.
He legit doesn't catch. Either doesn't catch it
Or
it
Daniel
throws
Jones misses
35 feet over his head.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones thinks he's as tall as Isaiah Hodgson.
And I said that week 1. That's when remember when I texted you? I wrote, I'm done.
That's when it was.
Let's just overthrow Wandale Robinson as if he's Isaiah Hodgins or Randy Moss.
But he's also like the fastest guy on your team. It's hard to outthrow him. I know he's just throwing it too high.
No, he's throwing it too high. Right.
Yeah.
If he just puts it in
And
front of
then
him
when-
and lets him
then-
catch it, then let
and
him
then-
run.
yeah. And then
It's a
when
different
he finally throws it at him, he drops it or he gets murdered. And then it's like, all right.
And 90% of
If
the
he
throws
dies,
to
he
him
dies.
is a 3rd and 5 where he only runs 3 yards
Yeah, well,
and then gets lit up when if he does catch it.
yeah. He's a PPR merchant.
Right. In
I like him,
Pittsburgh
though.
this week. It's not great.
No.
Well, yeah, if
Josh
they had a
Allen-
normally functioning offense, he'd be a great slot receiver.
Yeah, Josh Azudu is going to kill Daniel Jones this week.
Josh Zuzu, you mean Watt is
TJ.
going to run circles around the offensive line and then go hit Daniel Jones.
Is Andrew
That's-
Thomas still hurt?
Yeah, he's
He's
done
out
for
for
the
the
year.
season.
Oh, he's done for the. Okay, well then you're really fucked. I wasn't aware he was done for the season.
No,
Yeah,
he's done. Yeah.
Okay, so you can't responsibly, as Joe Shane, let them keep playing Daniel Jones. You can't do it.
No, I'm fully aware of that, Ben.
We know that.
There has to be a phone call that says, "I don't care if it's the chicken cutlet man.
It's gonna be
Just
this week.
put somebody else in.
I love our fan base, so that's always yelling to throw in Tommy
That's
Cutlass
just-
in the middle of the first quarter, and I'm
I
like,
know-
they can't. They physically,
I think
they
half
actually
it's
can't
impossible. Yeah,
unless
he's not
these two
activating.
guys are carted off the field. This guy is not allowed to take a snap.
I think that's also sarcasm.
No, the people around me, I know them. They
But,
actually
like,
want to watch.
I just want to point out again, like, first of all, they'd be in a better quarterback situation if they didn't keep playing Tommy DeVito last year and piss Tyrod off.
Right, we would have had Tyrod.
Yeah, he'd be back. And he's better than anybody who's currently on this roster.
Yep.
And not to say he's fucking Jesus Christ, but they'd be
We
a little
look
better.
Yeah. Well, imagine if he didn't just fucking brain fart against the Bills last year. How different the
Right,
vibes
that's what I'm
would
saying. It's
have
not perfect. Yeah.
been. And then he missed that throw to Saquon, even though everybody blamed Saquon against the Rams.
You gotta.
Those were two games. Those were two games that like shit. And then Bobby said it.
Stuff this week.
It's Saquon.
You knew it was
man.
happening. It's just tough.
Yeah, I said it the day they let him go.
Yeah, it's just.
And that's another
They
thing.
couldn't give him the ball one more time inside the 5-yard line. Jesus Christ!
Oh well, you had two
Push,
touchdown
push.
parlay.
They
Well,
almost
yeah,
did the 3. I had
I
full
mean,
faith
yeah,
in 3.
It's tough.
If I was
Tough.
him, I would have done the Tyreek Hill every time running down the Giants sideline. Put the peace sign up.
I texted my friend Rio, who's a big Commander fan, obviously. I'm like, so this is how it feels to play Saquon, huh? He laughed.
He's the only one that can laugh at it because Saquon didn't really do anything against the Cowboys or the Eagles. He would
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Yeah.
The funny thing is like people say, like, can you imagine having Saquon and neighbors? I was like, we did it. We had Beckham and Saquon from Saquon's rookie year, and then we traded Saquon away. Really worked out great. Really got a full taste of it. It was great.
Don't worry,
watching
guys.
the two of
We're
them.
still top, the 30th ranked offense with them on it, so it's okay.
It's not great.
Broken.
Ugh.
And I still think Dable is not a terrible coach.
He's not.
He's gonna get
Somebody
solid.
asked me first off, did you guys see the clip from the overreact tweets that McAfee showed us? Someone said they should put Dable in the middle of Times Square and have 4 fire trucks. one on each arm, one on each leg, and they all go in different directions.
Yeah, Joe Shade.
My buddy, I showed it to my coworker. He goes, "I want the guy fired, not ripped apart in the middle of Times Square."
The best. If we're talking McAfee, the Belichick quote was the best. It's like, yeah, they let him go for a couple of UFA guards. Can't block anybody. Like, oh, jeez, Bill.
Oh shit.
Bill's having fun. I'm enjoying TV Bill. I'm enjoying TV Bill. I won't lie. I watched some of the Manning casts with him on it. It's been fun. He literally laughed on Monday and goes, "Yep, the Ravens still haven't given me anything for making sure they got Ray Lewis." Because apparently he made a trade that last year they were in Cleveland that got the draft pick to draft Ray Lewis, and they fired him before they moved to Baltimore.
Oh, you never would have known.
That's interesting. It only annoys me more because I hate when the coaches are intentionally terse, like he was, and Pop and Saban. It's pointless to me.
Saban's fun too on TV now.
I know.
Well, that's because McAfee's right next door.
Well, yeah,
he doesn't have a choice.
Egging him on the whole time.
He has that dry sense of humor.
Wife a couple of weeks ago,
Miss Terry,
at Alabama.
Yeah.
I didn't see who she was, but I saw she was Saban's wife, right?
Yeah, she's like famous-ish.
Well, and when they're in Alabama, they're both
correct.
The most important people in the whole
Miss
state.
Terry. Miss Terry.
So, which is crazy, like the complete 180 these guys do, and everyone's like, "Oh, Belichick will be back." I don't see Belichick going back. I wouldn't go back coaching if I was him.
I don't know.
He wants to chase that record though at Shula.
You would think, but again, it's a hardball thing where it's like you got
to be the right spot.
But he's also
It's got to be
he's
like Andy Reid's retiring, and you still have 10 years of Pat Mahomes.
Clearly
and
not.
like-
He's a lot older than Harbaugh, so it's like he doesn't have a lot of time for a spot to happen.
Yeah.
Is he waiting for the Giants? I don't know.
Definitely not. It didn't sound like
If-
it.
if-
He is
doesn't
Joe
sound
If
like
he
it,
Shane,
right?
was
son.
waiting for the,
Yeah.
if they signed Saquon, maybe he'd be waiting for the Giants.
Yeah, I
but
don't know.
Not 3 guards.
Definitely,
Doesn't-
he has no interest in ever touching the Jets organization or talking about them ever in their
Well,
history.
the Two
That would be
Bills
the gr- that would-
documentary is still the funniest thing of all.
Oh yeah,
time.
they're like,
But
yeah,
that
we're
would
not
be
going to
the
that locker room.
funniest thing of all time if he
It's
did
so
go and
good.
coach the Jets.
Parcells was like, I think they want us to do a jet part, and he.
Yeah, it's just not happening.
He said,
He
I
hates
forgot where he said it, but he said recently, he goes,
Yeah, he shit on Woody.
He goes, listen, I'm still the most flawless coach the Jets ever had.
Yeah,
Never
true.
won, never lost.
He got hired by them twice.
What I find interesting about that, I mean, it's been
He
litigated. and
lasted like
whatever.
48 total hours as their head coach.
Right. He made a really quick, like, he's a good judge of character. He made a super quick decision on Woody. He was like, I don't, in like, it was a year, maybe
Well,
they.
Well, yeah, well,
Well, he was the D coach with Parcells.
What's what I'm
well,
saying?
He was
made
technically the
deal.
head coach before Parcells came because there was a loophole.
Right, it was something
Whatever it
about
was
him not being
he
able
made
to
the
be it or
deal
something.
to take over for Bill with the previous owner,
Right. Leon
right?
Hess,
And
yeah.
then Woody bought him
bought him
like,
and,
quickly, and he was like,
Yeah.
"No, I don't like this guy. I'm out of here." Just very interesting.
and then he shit on Jared Mayo. That's
Oh my God. Well, Mayo called his team soft, and he was like, well, that's the same guys I coached, and they weren't soft.
Whatever.
Jabril Peppers is having fun.
Well, he's in prison. Jabril Peppers is in prison currently.
Oh, he didn't get bail? Shocking. Seemed like a fun night.
John,
Danny, you have to leave us at some point.
No, I'm good tonight.
All right, great. I wanted to get to the Mets before we.
Tonight is the viewing of a documentary on Willington Mara.
Oh, that's tonight? Shit.
That is tonight. John Mara said they are not making any changes this season, and he does not anticipate any changes in the offseason either.
For coaching?
Hold on. That was what the girl from The Athletic wrote. This is more quoted from Renan. We're not making any changes. During and after the season, he talked about trying to be patient. They're committed to seeing the process through. Mara's comments after viewing the Duke Willington Mara's Giants airing on NFL Network Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Also, the Jets kicker may not not the Jets, the Cowboys kicker may not be available this weekend because he was selected to be part of the 12-man jury duty. Wow.
I'll get out of that.
Yeah.
Has been selected to a 12-person jury for a felony case in Torrance County Court. There's no clear timetable for how long the case will last.
That seems crazy.
Yeah, they'll find a way.
The fact that he couldn't just call up and be like, yo, can I do this come during the off season or something is like.
You guys ever been called for jury duty?
I had
went
to
in
show
once.
up once. I had to show up, and then they're like, "It was Friday. We don't need you, and this counts."
Never had to show up.
And then my number wasn't called this year. And my number wasn't called.
All right.
So I was out by like
my number was
10:30.
called. I went for the day waiting to get called up so I could make up an excuse to leave. And then I got like literally one of the last calls was my number to go up. So I was there all day.
That's
but I got out of it right away. Like,
yeah, mine was a Friday. Just everybody has to come.
Okay.
And then last month I had to call daily, but thankfully didn't need it. Why, you got called?
I've never gotten called. I got a letter in the mail a few weeks ago now that was like, we need you to update your address. So I have to do that, I guess. But it's just haven't gotten called. We'll see. Anyway.
So do you want to talk Metropolitans, Vincent?
I mean, I wanted to transition to it if Danny wasn't going to be here, but yeah, we can transition to it now.
Want to do
Messed up.
picks
All
first?
All
Wanna do-
because Danny
sure.
wasn't going to be here. You just wanted to talk about it. That's
No,
fine.
let's do picks and then we'll get into the Mets. So
I
we don't have
wanted
to
to
rush.
include Danny's thoughts on the New
See,
York
we could
Mets
do picks,
call.
but there's somebody on our screen right now who hasn't done it in like a month.
Fed?
Okay. I completely forgot.
Oh, forget it then.
Whatever.
I was doing it honors side, and I've been killing it. So
I've been
good.
crushing it.
We'll just keep doing it. I don't know. I'll be in last place. It's not a big deal.
It's not like it's not like we're winning any money off of it.
No, I know. It's funny.
Fine.
I just
We'll
look
just
at my
make-
picks. Don't even see how everybody's
You,
doing.
I was very surprised when I clicked on the standings and saw. Usually we're all right around 500, and you guys are significantly over 500. I was surprised.
Yeah, 82%.
Ah,
Well, here's the sleeper alerts.
There's no way the Rams.
See-
win this game.
But see, this is Cup's back, by the way. So
Cooper
this is-
Cup's final game as a Ram.
all right. Sorry. Now the alerts are
Mhm.
coming in with the Mr. Mara. Why are you doing the vote of confidence now? I don't know. I don't
Because
like it.
that's what the owner is supposed to do.
I know. Just leave it alone. Now we won't win a game the rest of the year, and he looks stupid.
Probably true.
Remember, John, when you said they weren't going to keep their job? They were going to keep their jobs. What happened now? Well, yeah, whatever. They're going to overplay the Saquon clip.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, Vikings. I'll take that. Cup is back though.
Okay. Puka's
There's-
still out though.
Yeah.
Puka's still out this week, but I think his timetable is going to be opened after this game. His designation to
Return to practice thing. Yeah.
And they said Cup would have played last week if they didn't have the Thursday game this week.
Right.
All right.
So you knew he was playing this week. I'm still taking the Vikings.
Yeah.
Their defense is just better.
Agreed.
Also, Kyler Murray said earlier in the year, and it stuck with me. Their Rams are a much different team without Aaron Donald in the middle of that defensive line.
Oh
Duh.
I know, duh, but like you could.
No,
see
I
it.
didn't mean
You're
the duh to you.
they're basically relying on their offense at this point.
Right. Well, the duh wasn't towards you. That was a. Does Jameis have enough to cover the 9.5?
There's a couple big spreads this week. That's not
There's a
one
lot
I'm
of-
taking. I'm taking the
Yeah.
Ravens on that one.
I just got no lubed by Lamar Jackson in multiple leagues, so I'm gonna take the
Yeah,
Ravens.
he's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty.
It was so close until I woke up and I read the words 5 TDs from Lamar,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
not even gonna look.
Yeah, that was fun.
Not even gonna look at the alert. I'm not even looking." And did you see it's the fourth week in a row? Raven has won AFC Offensive Player of the Week, and it's been like Lamar, Henry, or Henry. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
two
been
of
the
them.
two of them.
I'm not surprised. They do this at the middle of every season. They look like the best team in the league, and
Yeah.
then
But
They
that's also what you expected when they signed Henry.
Sure.
Was the two of them going crazy
I'm
at
so
everything.
glad I reached on them in one league.
but it's doesn't matter until it
January.
doesn't matter. Yeah, the playoffs is all that matters.
Win the games in January. But
That's it.
again,
It's just beating the Chiefs. Is essentially seems to be the only problem.
personal view is Henry's the kind of running back you need in January.
Sure,
Put your
But
head
they're gonna have
down
to
and
manage
run
him a
over
little bit.
guys and beat guys up and
they're gonna have to manage his carries a little bit.
right, 100%. And also Lamar's going to have to eventually make a play in a game. That's going to be the difference. It's not just going to be 5 touchdowns every game.
Sure.
It's still funny that his record against the NFC, his one loss is to Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones.
December of 15th, I think it is.
He
Ravens.
won't. If he's still playing,
Ravens.
he's still
Giants.
playing by then. My God.
Ravens Giants, baby. Here we go. Daniel
Here we go.
Jones 2-0 against Lamar Jackson.
See, the next game, minus 11.5. I mean, you're learned not to do it, but the Titans are
Who's
so
playing
bad.
quarterback for the Titans this week? Is it Levitz?
I haven't heard differently.
He's
Yeah, I haven't-
listed as questionable. He didn't play last week. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
He
I didn't
didn't?
even know that. Do you even know that?
Who played?
The
Who's your
guy
backup?
who's his backup.
It's not. I was gonna say Mariota. It's not Mariota. Mariota played somewhere this week.
Mason
Yeah.
Rudolph played
Oh,
last
jeez.
week.
Mariota played for
Mariota's in
the
Washington.
Commanders. Yeah.
Yeah, he's some. I know he's somewhere and playing.
Mason Rudolph has played the last 2 games.
Okay,
no,
well-
never mind. He played a game and a half.
Game and a half.
I felt like Levitt's got hurt in the Dolphin game, but Levitt's apparently played the Colts game the weekend.
I'm taking the Lions regardless of who's playing quarterback.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of points, but the Lions are a wagon right now. Jared Goff just doesn't throw incomplete passes anymore. He just doesn't.
Well, now Williams is out for 2 weeks or 4 weeks, whatever the
Yeah,
suspension is.
I think it was 2 weeks they gave him.
All right. Is this week 8 or is this week 7? This is week 7, right?
7.
Okay. So
8,
still no
sorry.
Tua.
It's week 8.
This was week 8?
Yes.
Yep.
He's cleared for football playing. I don't know if he's going to play, but he was cleared.
They said week 8 was the week he was going to play.
He practiced today.
This is like intriguing then, because now it's like, do you take the guy who's going to be up all weekend playing Call of Duty, or do you take the guy coming off the concussion?
I'm taking the Cardinals. I
I'm
can't-
thinking the Cardinals too.
Until the Dolphins are
On
you
the
know,
field and showing it.
71% agree with us, Finn.
Yeah, it's just
Listen,
that
I
one
know
I'm-
the Pats are
taking the Pats.
terrible,
I'm
but
taking the Pats.
7.5 for the Jets.
Taking the Pats.
Yeah. And this time they don't have a statue in the back of Brissett is playing last time.
Yeah, it's Drake May.
How has May looked?
I've heard he's looked.
He looks fine.
Yeah,
That
fine.
one touchdown I saw on Red Zone a couple weeks ago was beautiful, but they suck. So that was the only good
stink.
play.
Yeah.
They're gonna get what's his face from Colorado.
Hunter.
Travis Hunter. Yeah.
Who's playing
Oh, they
quarterback
played
in
in London
Atlanta?
last week. That's why I didn't see them.
Well, Baker has no one to throw to, so I'm going Falcons.
Sterling Shepard.
Mike Evans is hurt too.
Mike Evans is
Yeah.
out for 4 weeks. They're going to put him.
Hamstring.
I don't know if
Chris
they're going to put him
Godwin's
on the
dead.
IR, but he's out 4 weeks.
Chris Godwin thinks his life is over.
Yo, yeah,
That's what he
he's done.
said.
ESPN was like, yeah, we can't show this.
Yeah,
So I had to go rewind back. I was like, oh, you can't
I didn't want
show
to see it.
eh?
I saw
It's on
the clip.
TikTok.
Yeah, I saw the clip of him mouthing, "My career's over." So
At least he got paid.
And he won a Super Bowl. Thanks,
did.
Tom.
There was also a report today that he underwent surgery and that a deep playoff run could be a return. So,
okay.
so
Oh, we're doing an Aaron Rodgers.
they're also saying that about Hutchinson also. So,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
in fairness, I have more faith in the Lion deep run than Tampa deep run.
Right.
Sure.
Packers, not even thinking twice about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go
feel like-
Atlanta, by the way, in that Atlanta-Tampa game.
I know
Yeah,
it's
they're-
on the
they're
road, but that
dogs.
feels like a low.
Well, it's not going to be a road game. It's Jacksonville. Everybody's going to travel.
They've been in London for 2 weeks. They don't even know what time frame they're in
know.
anymore.
This
Texans-
game kind of scares me. It's Florida. It's whatever.
Yeah, you're just being.
Oh, you're just afraid of Jordan Love going to the hot tub and hanging out all day.
He probably
Really-
should do that.
You'll be fine, Vin.
Whew.
Texans.
I'm down for another Malik Willis game. It was kind of fun.
Said no one
Like-
ever.
I'm telling you.
Ever.
It was
Like,
chaos. This guy, he was running around like a fucking madman. It was great. It's like watching
This is
somebody
an
play a
interesting
video
game. Richardson being back.
Yeah.
game.
What's
That's
that?
worse. Are they better off sticking with Flacco?
Flacco. You're like the Sevi.
Flacco.
I can put my mind on it, but I just trust Flacco a little bit.
That's one of my favorite clips. It's so funny.
Sevi's funny.
The Bengals are 2.5-point favorites in this game. Give me the Eagles.
Really?
They can't stop the
That's a
Bengals
mess.
offense.
I know they beat you guys, but they're a mess. Sirianni.
Yeah, I'm
stinks.
going Bengals. Yeah, I'm going Bengals.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles because the Eagles
made
are gonna run
one- he made
circles
one
around
good-
the bank. Saquon's
made-
gonna run circles around them.
Yeah, I don't know. Bengals are getting hot.
7.5. That's another high number. Jesus Christ.
Well, Carr's not playing.
Carr's
so.
not playing still. It's
Yeah, but
And-
still 7.5.
I saw Kamara broke a hand.
He
And
re-signed.
everybody doesn't mean he can break a hand.
He
Unless
didn't,
that was
he
like
didn't hurt his hand.
oh, all right. That must have been a random tweet that I
Let's
just
see.
went past.
Alvin Kamara is questionable with a hand/rib.
Fun.
But he practiced.
Saints say he played through a broken.
Yeah, he broke his hand. That's a fact.
It's definitely broken. He's playing through it.
And Spencer Rattler's still playing. I'm taking the Chargers.
Okay. Bills.
That's an easy one. I know it's in Seattle. 2.5. Did I see that right? That Josh Allen has not thrown an interception yet?
No.
Josh Allen is known for throwing interceptions.
Maybe a couple.
He has
weeks
12
streak?
touchdowns and zero interceptions.
Zero interceptions. He's not.
Wow.
Because I saw it was a thing that was comparing him to Love, and it was like he's thrown 10 turnover-worthy balls, and Love's thrown 9. Love has 8 interceptions, and Allen has 0. And it's just so he's just kind of getting lucky at the moment. It's gonna happen eventually, but yeah, fucking crazy.
Ooh. Marcus Mariota.
This would be
versus
so much
Fred
more
Fr-
fun if fucking Daniels was playing.
Yeah.
They haven't officially ruled him out yet.
And then
He
they
didn't practice
still
today.
they still murdered the Panthers last week.
I can't
What's
believe
his
we get-
what is his injury?
Ribs.
That's not great.
Yeah, he could play. He could skip a week. I'm still going Commanders.
Right, he's got to come show off against us next week. Be more fun.
Yeah, going Commanders.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with the Bears in this one. I feel like Mariota will throw like that stupid ball late in the game that'll cost them. I like the Bears defense also.
I'm taking the Commanders. Fuck the Bears.
I just want someone else in that division other than the Packers to end up in third place. So next year when we're playing a third place team from that division, it's not the Packers.
No, you don't want to play the Packers?
Actually, I think we play you next year, isn't? Is next year the year we're playing your division?
Yeah, because it was 2022 was the last time we played each other.
Yep, Packers and Vikings at MetLife next year.
Great.
We're playing the same.
Hopefully it's
spot
early
from
in the
end.
season. I don't want to go late in the season.
Yes, you
Why?
do.
It's an
No.
automatic win when you
I know, but I
It
know
doesn't matter when in the season it is, Daniel.
But
Oh, that's right.
want
We
it to
beat
be
you last
warm.
time. Fun times.
Yeah, in London.
No, Tommy DeVito.
You should do that in London
Big game
next
winner.
year.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about Tommy DeVito too.
Remember, we've
He had
debated
no
on
problem
going. I went to
throwing
a
to
hockey game
Wandale
instead.
Robinson. He had no problem throwing to Wandale.
He had no
Well,
problem.
they're the
Daniel
same
Jones
height.
can't.
It doesn't count.
Daniel Jones can't.
Oh, God.
See, him and Tommy DeVito and Wandale Robinson are the same height, so it's easier for him to line everything up.
I'm so glad Tommy DeVito is done. Like it's just
Are you though?
so annoying.
Oh,
You know how
All
you
right.
know you're a hater because you lost to him. That's why you're a hater.
Panthers.
Okay.
Bryce Young.
Bo Nix,
Nah.
baby. Bo
Yeah.
Nix.
Oh
That's a
shit.
big spread. That's a big.
And,
20,
no,
the
that's-
20-year
this is-
college vet.
I'm taking the Broncos, but I really don't want to.
Yeah, that's the yeah. Eesh.
I'm
Uh,
hoping Bryce Young
Chargers.
gets hurt.
And then Niners.
I hope this is the game where Bryce shows up and was like, thanks for giving me a boost of confidence.
Doesn't exist.
I know.
Definitely. Oh, who's playing for the Raiders now?
but
I
Gunner.
think it was Gunter.
Minshew is back.
He's back.
Minshew's back. They don't have a wide receiver on the. Well, Myers may play. Apparently, he practiced today.
So Brock Bowers got it.
Sunday night, Dallas at San Francisco. At the,
Oh, this is an ultimate. Niners are going to steamroll them like last year.
but are they? Because they have nobody on their team.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they have Debo and Kittle.
is Debo going to play, though? Debo is just in the hospital for pneumonia.
Ooh.
Debo has pneumonia.
Kittle's got a bad
And-
ankle.
Yeah.
He's
Debo's
been
got
having-
pneumonia.
Is McCaffrey still in Germany? Or where are we at?
Yeah.
Nobody knows where McCaffrey is because they say he's not coming back anytime soon. His season's over. They just won't admit it.
I just don't know where he is.
Nobody
I'd
knows
like
where
to
he
see
is.
him. Is he stateside?
I just hate that they're like, oh no, he's good. All right, cool. I get to keep him. Next day, oh by the way, he's done. Oh, cool. You could have done that 2 weeks before.
There is a report from 4 hours ago that says he's not practicing this week. Hopefully next week.
Yeah, okay.
They think he's going to be back during the bye week. I think that's next week.
So the New York. So what are we doing? I don't even know what to take in this game. Dallas is coming off a bye. They're kickers and trying to determine whether someone needs to go to jail.
I don't think they're very good.
I'm taking the Niners.
Yeah, I'm taking the Niners too.
I'm more afraid of Dallas next year when they take the kid from Boise State in the draft.
I think there's going to be like 16 points scored in this Monday night game.
Yeah.
I'm going to type.
I don't know. Russell was balling. Was cooking the other day.
Oh yeah, he was really letting it cook. Fucking Russ.
I'm taking the Steelers. They're gonna win by at least a touchdown.
Yeah.
They're gonna be up. They're gonna be up enough for them to just feast on Daniel Jones. We don't have.
They're going to be up enough
offense.
where we're getting Justin Fields in this game.
Get to watch game 2 or 3 of the World Series with no problem.
Game 0 because Monday night is game 3. Monday night is game 3. That's right. The over/under on this game is 37.
I said 27.
Hammer the under.
I did 28.
37 and a half.
I did 28 as a goof.
Yeah, I did 30.
I'm gonna go
That's where
30.
I'm
I'm gonna
at.
go 35 because we're gonna lose the game 35-0.
17-10 Steeler win.
I'm gonna go 35-0. Right on the button.
Okay.
Here we go.
That you guys think we're gonna score points.
Well, it's on the road. You're allowed to score points.
Oh, that's right. We play well. We're gonna win this game. We're gonna end
Yeah.
up winning this game, Daniel.
Wandale Robinson is going to catch everything.
Neighbors is gonna have a game.
Maybe.
That would be the only way.
I mean, it's the first game in how many years that George Pickens showed up to?
Last week was. So that means it won't be this one.
I don't know. Maybe that's the only guy Russell knows how to throw the ball to. We'll see what happens.
It's possible.
We shall see what happens. Now, Major League Baseball.
Yankees are gonna fucking get their shit pumped. So it's gonna be fun.
The ghost of Fernando is going to kill them.
I genuinely do think the Dodgers are better. But when Stanton's playing the way he is, it kind of evens things out a little bit.
Yeah.
The
The Yankees are gonna have to capitalize on the bullpen games.
I'm not sold on the Dodger pitching situation, obviously. Like you said, the bullpen.
I don't
game.
trust the Yankees bullpen.
No?
I trust it now that they got rest.
Yeah.
I got a little bit more faith. He gave him time off. Weaver got those bombs knocked out of him in Cleveland. Kind of helps him out a little bit, Put it behind him.
If I had to make a bet, I'd pick the Dodgers. But I think it's going to be a good one.
It's gonna be a good series. I just think.
Did you see that Apple already bought the rights to do a documentary on it?
On the series?
Uh-huh.
What if it's a sweep?
And they bought the rights for 4 games.
Okay, whatever. There's a documentary, speaking of the Yankees, on the 2004 Red Sox. It just came out.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. Finally.
Yeah.
Also, this
I've seen
season
enough
2 of
documentaries,
Severance. And didn't what's it called come out, Vin? Speaking of Apple, isn't
I don't know.
season 2 out?
I don't know if it's out. It's coming though.
I thought it was October.
Shrinking season 2. Yeah, episode 1 already came out on the 16th. So they
I'm
dropped.
I'm behind on Tulsa King. I'm behind on Penguin. I've heard nothing but great things about Penguin.
Yeah, I only watched the first episode. Mets playoffs overtook my life.
Everything took over this month.
Correct. 100% baseball has taken over my life, but
you
I
watch
had
on the train
time.
though. You watch this stuff. You'll watch on the train.
I watched Penguin at work. I have a gap between work and school on Monday, so I watched the last episode Monday. But no, I think it was Saturday. We didn't have a game Saturday, so that's when I kind of caught up. It's awesome. Definitely highly recommend.
My plan Saturday was to come home from work and catch up on like Tulsa King because those episodes are quick.
Yeah, I never really watched it.
But then I fell asleep, and that was the end of that.
Yeah.
Next thing I knew, I had to leave for the hockey.
Anyway,
Mets.
Listen, it was fun.
Overrun.
We gotta talk the Mets a little bit.
I wrote it on my post. 0-5. Max was told there's no way we're even competing in 2024. 17 and a half games out of first place at one point in the division. I don't know what the biggest gap was with wild card. I couldn't find it. I was looking everywhere.
I don't think it's not really a thing they track.
We all know it was a big comeback story, and they played well. I mean, the way people are acting.
Cody Rhodes next year and finish the story. That's it.
Yeah, the way people are acting is kind of embarrassing. Of like, oh wow, they had a great year. We should still be happy, which they should ultimately. But
the way I'm looking, my coworker was like, it's a Big Ben Mets, no problem. Dodgers will play you guys in the World Series. I was like, I played 3 extra weeks of baseball that I wasn't supposed to play. I got to watch my team for 3 extra weeks.
It just sucks because it's the Mets. We don't know when the next time it's gonna happen. Hopefully, I'm wrong.
In the sane side of my brain says that Danny's right, because I said this when they made it in 2022 that I wasn't gonna get fooled anymore, because we know this. Like 2006, right? They got there, okay, but this is the beginning. Never happened again. 2015, we got there. This is the beginning, and we never got there again. So once we got to 2022, it was like, no, when they get there, it's a one-shot deal. We got to do this. And then they botched that trade deadline and fell apart, and it didn't happen. Now this team is kind of still part of that team. Like when we look back at it, right, it's only 2 years.
The core pieces are still the team,
right? So it's like, but it's just.
Listen, the way I'm looking at it is,
I really do believe. I really believe in David
there's
Stearns.
a different
I really believe
feel.
in Cohen. I
There's
really
a different
like Mendoza.
feel knowing that Cohen is the guy.
It's definitely a different feel.
Season.
But this team is going to be completely different.
Well, that's
Well, I sent the guy today who I think is going to end up winning the center. Who's going to end up being the center fielder? I think Gilbert ends up coming into camp next year. He's having a big Arizona thing. He had a big year when he was on the field. If he was hurt, right, Vin? If I remember, he got hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt. I think he didn't come back. He broke his wrist, I think, early and didn't come back till it was like
right. So who knows if Harrison Bader was ideally just a chess piece until he came back.
Harrison Bader was fine for 3 months. So like the plan was in place. Like Harrison Bader gets you to June, and he starts to struggle, and you call the kid up. Like that was the plan.
Which is why I think you may see you may bring Bader back, but say, hey, listen, you're my backup.
And it seemed like he didn't have a problem with that, but that was on a playoff team. So
he was also it was also a 1-year deal. He struggled, so you may be able to get him for a decent deal this year. Be like, hey, listen, you didn't have a good second half. See what you can get, but guess what? We're here. The door's open.
The problem with this whole thing, and not the problem. I mean, listen, before we move on to the offseason, the run was great. All the moments. I mean, one after another and after another.
We had playoff baseball for basically a month.
It was incredible. Really,
it was sort of like we were so inclined. The entire group was like, all right, game-ending double play in Milwaukee.
Well, like, how many times
did we say, all right, season's over,
How many times the season was over, Danny? It was every 2 weeks
From
we said the
July
season was
1st on, every other inning, the season was over.
I remember tweeting it the Saturday I went to Milwaukee the last weekend of the season.
Right.
I called them gutless.
Yeah.
A week later, they hit a 3-run homer with an out 1 out in the 9th inning off the best closer in the league. It doesn't. None of it made any sense. It was
No,
chaos.
this whole run.
Then you
This whole run
texted
was.
me with Toronto. No hit through 8 innings. Lindor comes up and hits a bomb.
They batted around in the 9th inning. These things don't happen. It makes
this
The
year
Mets team doesn't do that. New York Mets baseball does not do that.
This year was that one of the kind year, and unfortunately, we were 4 wins away from.
Yeah,
Vin texted me at one point. I forgot what it wasn't the Toronto game. It was like a week before, where he goes, "This is a team of destiny, Steven. This is a team of fucking destiny." I go, "I hate you so much for putting that in my mind."
I didn't want to.
And the next thing you know, Lindor hits the home run, and he's like, "Steven, destiny,
destiny."
Like.
These things were destiny.
What is happening? I'm literally like, I'll never forget the Atlanta day. Like, I'm leaving work. We're down 2-0. I'm in the car. I'm going to go get a haircut. I'm listening. I missed the exit on the Meadowbrook because I wasn't paying. I thought it said keep going to Sunrise Highway instead of taking the Sun State. I keep going. Next thing I know, they're batting around in the 8th inning. Right? I park at Dunkin' Donuts next to my barber. And we blow it, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to go start driving again. I got to start driving around again, because if I don't start driving around again, this team's not going to hit the ball. We're not going to win this game. And then I got to worry about if we're going to win game 2, because Atlanta's going to want to win game 2 and knock us out of the playoffs. And next thing you know, I'm staying in Dunkin' Donuts. Rosen texts me and goes, just stay where you are. We got this. It's okay. There's another game today. But in my mind, we're playing in Atlanta. We don't win in Atlanta. Right. We're not supposed to win.
Well, that was, I was at my
desk. And then Lindor hits that home run, and I'm just like, holy shit.
It's so you said your side. I want to tell my story because it's very similar. We think the same way, obviously, about like keep doing the same thing, right?
Right.
I was off that week. I was on vacation. I just got back from Milwaukee, so I had to go to class as that rally's happening. It's like, and the other thing that happens that has just happened all season, and I've dealt with it and gone back and forth, is my TV is slower than everybody else's. So shit happens, and you just text about it, and it does. I haven't seen it happen yet. So I have.
Well, that's what happened with me with the Alonso home run.
Right, that happened to me too. So now I'm going back and forth, but now it's I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb and not putting on Do Not Disturb.
It was on Do Not Disturb. Every time I went to text him, I had to push the button.
Right.
Deliver anyway.
Right. I'm going back and forth between does it work, does it not work, and then I'm driving, and I literally walked out of the house because of the way the TV is. It's 3-1. I got in the car. It's 3-3, and I was like, all I did was walk out the door. I'm driving to the train station. They're up 6-3. I'm on the train. They're losing. And I'm like, do I get off the train? What am I doing here? Do I keep? Was I listening to the game when they scored a run? Was I not? Because I have the MLB audio thing. It was just all of this is just chaos. And then I get to school and it's over, and I'm like, everybody had just been watching the game at the bar, and I was like, I'm glad I didn't have to deal with that because it would have just been more chaos.
You would have just stayed at the bar. You wouldn't have went to class. You would have just kept drinking.
I would have not.
That was the craziest half hour of all time.
Yeah,
of just emotions, not trying to celebrate at work, but while celebrating at work and making sure.
Right. I know Danny has the same shit where it's like you're trying to work, you're listening, you're on the subway. It's like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I missed that whole half of
time, but yeah, sometimes you do. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed the first. Yeah, the Philly series.
At work, we Monday's our busiest inbound day, so we're just consistently right. And then it's like, all right, game's about to start, slowing down a little bit. I hear the guy behind me put like his FiOS app on or whatever TV provider has. I go, bro, I got better, and I put it on SNY. It's a half inning ahead of him.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'm like, yo, bro, here, got it, we're good. He's like, yeah, you're not logging out when you leave. I was like, I don't know if I should leave. We're down 2-0. Should I leave? If I leave, I gotta leave because we're down 2-0. I gotta go to.
Yeah, I don't
else.
do that anymore.
It's chaos. It's absolutely. The superstition thing was just in so many ways. I for the first time in my life, it probably has happened before because it's a stupid thing. But for the first time in my life with the Pete Homer, a rally hat worked. I was wearing a hat and I turned it inside out. After they showed Manaea with his hat inside out, I flipped mine inside out and it worked. And I was like, now I'm using a rally cap. I'm wearing the same hat. I'm sitting in the same spot. it's this whole thing is chaos.
I'm texting Vin, getting on the train, going to Game 3 against the Phillies. Vin, does it count if the last time I took the train was a game in May before everything started and all the changes started happening? He goes, no, that was like basically last season. It doesn't count. It's okay. And then I start going into the whole. But in 2016 was the last playoff game I took a train to, and this and that. Vin's like, calm down.
Yeah.
And then we start. Then I start thinking of other things like, wait, in 2016 I took a train with Melissa. This shit Melissa wasn't there for me on the train, so
okay.
This should work.
In all of this, there is one thing that's consistent. Your sister is bad luck. I'm sorry to her. That is just the thing.
In fairness, I lost Game 4.
Doesn't matter.
Against the Dodgers.
It's on her. Anyway.
Yeah, I was at Game 4.
Listen, I'm gonna throw this out there also. I went to everybody I spoke to I was in the car. So Game 4, I took the train because I worked. And my dad was in Queens. So he went right there. Game 5, I took a personal day because it was a day game.
It was 5 o'clock. Yeah.
So we rolled in together. So we drove in together. He was home all morning. We drove in together. I was like, we lost the game yesterday anyway. Might as well let's do it differently. Let's go. I got this.
Correct.
Whole car ride, I'm reminding him, hey, you remember in 2000 in Game 5 when we were there and they lost to the Yankees, and then in 2015 and we were there and we lost to the Royals, and in 2016 a clincher game, Citi Field, and we lost that game. I told everybody that I was 0-3 in clincher games against us in Queens that entire day.
Just to change up, and it worked.
I had to tell everybody. And then I'm in a bunch of people that I know from the Met games. We're in a fantasy football league, so we have a group chat and we're talking about it. And one of the guys I saw literally called me out. He's like, well, when we lose today, we know whose fault it is. He just told me he's never seen the team win a clincher game outside of the Philly, blah, 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 the other team clinching. I was like, at the end of the game, I write in the group, I was like, see, talked about it and reversed the jinx.
You talked it out. Yeah, exactly. Okay. The whole thing of the going forward season, unfortunately, depends on Juan Soto. That is the end all be all.
See, this is gonna be, I think, intriguing because
don't get your
let's say the Yankees win the World Series.
Correct.
That's ring number 2.
It is.
Now, does he chase the money or does he chase another ring? Will be the question. Now,
we know is
we don't know what he's going to be thinking. He's going to be, 26 going into next season?
Yes.
Okay. So he may be even thinking, give me a Garrett Cole type deal. Because think about it. Garrett Cole took a 10-year deal with the Yankees, but he's an opt-out. This was year 5. He's opting out in 2 weeks because he's got an opt-out, a player option.
Correct.
He may be thinking the same thing. Give me a 10-year, $700 million, but I want an opt-out after 5 because I'm going to be 31 and I want an opportunity to possibly go after even more money.
It's possible. Right. All reports, and again, these are just reports from and this is everybody from Buster Olney to Ken Rosenthal to everybody who does this for a living, is that he's going to take, they think he's going to take the highest offer. So,
which, if you look at the the contract page, I forgot, Sport Cat, whatever the guy's name,
whatever that one is.
He said he's saying anywhere after the home run in Cleveland, which was a shot. That was gone. I don't know why everybody thought
great at bat. The whole thing, wonderful.
The whole at bat was great. From that point on, he was anywhere from 515 to 750 in that range.
750 is a lot.
750 is a lot.
But again,
guess what? There's only one guy who's going to outbid everybody in the whole league. That's the problem.
Well, that's the thing. If he wants the most money, and again, the reports
he's got to go to the most owner.
Correct. The reports are also that the Mets feel like they want to go in that direction. So again, we go back. If they do, heaven forbid, get him, you can run Tyrone Taylor out there in center for the first 2 months of the season
until Gilbert feels comfortable.
And even if Gilbert's on the bench, or you don't know what you would do at Marte and all that, that those are your 5. You could do those 5 as your outfield and figure it out.
Or even re-sign
Until-
Bader if Bader wants to come back. I'll take Bader back defensively, Bader never had an issue.
No, it's great.
There was never a problem with him defensively. He tracked every ball. He caught basically every ball. He never had an issue. The biggest question is what's going on with Nimmo's foot. Is he officially the left fielder moving forward?
Yes, I think to me he's officially the left fielder.
Okay, now where's Jeff fit in?
I don't. That was my whole point. Was the beginning of the season was the lineup they rolled out and even in the playoffs, but for most of the season, I know where I know who's going to be the shortstop, and I know who's going to be standing there. I know who's going to be catching, regardless of what the struggles he had. I know who this catcher is. I know where he's going to be playing, and I know who the left fielder is, and I know where he's going to be playing. That's it. Everything else is up in the air.
All right.
And Vientos will be in the lineup. Where? Could be third, could be DH, could be first.
Correct.
Jeff, where is he? I don't know where he is.
There was
Is he
an
on the
interesting
team?
tweet, speaking of first, that says that Pete should be getting somewhere between Matt Olson and Freddie Freeman.
I don't know what those numbers are.
It was like 180 for Freddie Freeman because he's older. And Olson was like 300-ish, 250-ish, 300-ish.
I am
Because his contract came around the same age as what Pete is going to be.
Infielders. First base. Okay, this is skewed because Harper's here. Freddie's at
Matt Olson was 168.
Correct, but it's 22 per year. Freddie's at 27 per year. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm 25 is what you're looking at. 23, 25.
And with all the words Pete has been saying the last month and change, whatever, even in September a little bit, we talked about Soto and does he want to go for a legacy or does he want to go for money? Yeah, Pete should get his money, but guess what? If he comes back on, let's say, a 5 for 25 a year.
Sure.
Let's just say. Just a number I'm throwing out there.
I think it's could be an accurate number, but yeah.
Okay. If he does, right? He's breaking Strawberry's number
Next
easily.
season. Yeah.
He's probably doing it next season, if not early part of the following year.
What is it?
He's only like 30 home
He's
runs
like 30
away from
something behind. Yeah. Okay.
So it's easily next season. He was definitely stressing a lot this year, trying to get the big
100%.
home run, trying to hit the home run. You saw it a lot. He will be making money for life if he comes back, breaks that number, and we take this young talent and turn it into a ring.
Yeah.
If he goes to chase the ring, somebody I heard saying goes, Pete would look great in Dodger blue. Freddie, but then I was like, what are you doing then in your DH spot? Where does Freddie go? What are you going to take Ohtani out of the lineup?
They can't. Exactly.
Right. What are you going to take Freddie out of the lineup every day? I mean, he's up there in age, but still, you're not going to take him out of. You don't want to take him out of the lineup.
Sure.
I trust him more defensively than I trust Pete. Not saying Pete's bad defensively, but he's not Freddie Freeman. I would take Freddie's defense over Pete any day.
Sure. Yeah, 100%.
So that's my opinion on Pete. I want him back at the right numbers. Give me a 5 for 25 a year.
Yeah, I mean,
But again, he's got the Scott Boras agent.
I know.
How late into spring is he going to hold out for 30 plus?
If he's waiting for 30, it's going to be
Waiting a while.
Valentine's Day. He's waiting. I mean, it's just not happening.
But see, it's interesting because if Boras was smart this offseason, chase the money with Soto, chase the legacy with other guys. You have Soto. You have Soto. You're getting paid by Soto.
But the other thing about Soto is, again, you would think everybody wants to win with how high of a priority as it is to people, whatever. The league changes quickly year to year. If I'm him, why would I leave the American League? Like, it's the Astros Bregman's about to leave.
The Astros are going backwards.
Like they're about to go backwards. You can't, regardless of how good their run or whatever. Nobody in the Central competes for legitimately. It just doesn't happen. And the Red Sox don't care anymore. Their ownership just doesn't give a shit. The Blue Jays are a mess.
The Blue Jays just pay everybody anyway.
You're competing with the fact of are the young guys on the Orioles gonna figure it out? It's your only competition.
100%.
And you're with you're the third best player in the league. The second best player in the league is on your team.
You're literally gonna bat in front of Aaron Judge every day.
Correct. You can just sit there and do that for 10 years. I don't know. Well, however long Judge's contract is, I don't know why he.
Judge only has about, I think it's 4 years left. And even my coworker was like, "You give Soto 10 years as a Yankee, and you tell him in 5 he gets to see."
Even whatever. It's just if I'm him, I wouldn't. There's no reason to leave this situation. And I genuinely think while they're saying it's the most money, like Danny said, don't get your hopes up. It's gonna have to be a significant difference. If it's 550 to 500, if it's 600 to 550, he's going back to the Yankees.
But here's the other thing. The biggest thing in baseball these days, deferred money.
Well, it's true.
Yeah. He's going to get plenty of deferred money. He's going to
get some. It's not going to be Shohei level, but it's going to be some.
It'll be right below it.
Yeah.
But does he want it? Well, is he willing to?
Well, I don't know.
Honestly, if I'm smart enough and I want to win, it's the way to go.
Yeah,
you're going to be getting that money, and you're going to be taken care of regardless.
I don't see him leaving New York though, because
I don't think
what other market are you? Because even if he leave, even if let's say someone's like, "Oh, you could make $750," but he only takes $550. Guess what? That extra $200 million he's gonna make in New York advertising.
Why?
Being a face of New York, he's gonna make it.
Getting $500 million, giving out a $500 million contract, which is kind of the bare minimum of what he's gonna get. There are 5 organizations that can hand that out. The Dodgers, maybe. I don't think so.
The Dodgers are already planning to sell. That's what people don't realize. Look at the wording in Ohtani's contract. He has deferred money only as long as this ownership owns the team. If a new owner, part of the contract deal was if a new owner comes in, they can void the rest of that contract.
He could bail. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to sell. They're not going to make another big move like that.
But the Red Sox, like a writing on the wall,
The Red Sox don't seem to be interested in winning anymore.
They're not.
Or spending money.
What's I'm saying? They're not.
The Blue Jays maybe.
We saw that the second they traded Mookie Betts. That's
right. And the Blue Jays, they have the money. They had it for Ohtani.
Who wants to?
But they're about to blow up. They're going to blow it up. Okay, so
and then
here's
the Rays won't pay.
The Rays won't pay. Here's a question that I saw suggested today. You have a choice. Sign Pete Alonso to a contract or trade some level of prospect for Vlad Guerrero Jr.
I don't want Guerrero Jr.
Danny?
Sticking with Pete.
Okay.
I'd rather stick with Pete. He's shown as good as Vlad Jr. has been. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Pete's shown he's better.
The thing with Pete is he's diminishing in value.
Correct. He's a diminishing asset.
And
that's not how Cohen got rich.
Listen, if he wants...
And it's not how Stearns thinks.
Listen, if he's looking for that 10-year deal, he better know. He's out. If he wants it from the Mets, he's going to realize it's going to be $20 million a year. And he's got to put it in writing that, guess what? Within that, if we say you're the official DH of the New York Mets, guess what? You're the official DH of the New York Mets, and you can't complain about it, and you can't cry about it, and you are the DH. You want 10 years? Fine. You're our DH. We're going to be developing a first baseman.
The other thing
is becoming the everyday first baseman.
And that's the thing with Pete. He's played every single game this year, so you can't get rid of that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he didn't have any 162.
You could sign him and say, you got another year as a first baseman, and then we're kicking Mark over there, and we're gonna figure out third base. Speaking of figuring out third base,
that's the one
Ronnie
thing I'm excited.
Mauricio has not picked up a baseball, hasn't done anything.
That's the one thing I'm excited to see is how Vientos carries over this playoff run.
I really
Hopefully
hope.
he does. If
Right.
he does, he's going to be met for a very long time and
See,
an all-star
my
player.
personal opinion is because of this run, I would leave him at third base. And the reason why is mindset.
Yeah.
Don't let him go into the offseason and be like, hey, here's a first baseman's glove. Go figure it. Go learn. Now he's going to start focusing on that. Now it takes away from him hitting. Now it takes away from his mind. You don't want to risk
I mean,
the
I
mentality.
get what you're saying, but now is the time for him to
Yeah, but I'd rather him
he's gonna worry about it.
It's both sides. If I'm
Right.
them, with all they've put this man through, up and down, and
Right,
believe
right,
in you
right.
and don't believe in you, whatever, you get an off season of you're the third baseman. Go get
Yeah.
ready to be the third baseman for the next 12 months. Have a good time.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about how you're going to hit in spring. You don't have to worry about getting ready early. You don't have to worry about getting there early. You don't have to worry about
You're
anything.
the opening day third baseman
You are
next
the opening
season.
day third baseman. It is your job for the next
all right.
12
Well,
calendar months.
well, I know, but
And guess what? You
he
can
should
give
still
him the
get
glove.
ready to play first base.
Sure.
Give him the glove. You give him the glove in spring training. 3 weeks left in spring training. Hey, go take some ground balls at third base.
And
At
again, I
first
don't
base.
think it's that huge of a transition addition to his offseason, but I just want him to have some security that he deserves because he earned it this whole season in this playoff run.
Look at how bad Brett Beatty was this season for us when he was
wasn't
in the
great.
pros. Right? That's because he was good at the end of last season to the point where we're like, all right, we're gonna have Brett Beatty next year, but we never guaranteed him a spot. Put it in his mind that he's gonna re-earn it.
He did have to earn it, yeah. I just want, like I said,
Vientos, look
he's
at how
earned-
Alvarez came into the season. Different mindset. Hey, yeah, I'm struggling at the plate, but guess what? We're winning baseball games. I don't have to be the best. I don't have to be the best hitter on my team.
They better not ruin him.
They got. I don't take away his aggressiveness. They got to figure him out.
I liked Stearns' comment today of, I like the idea of avoiding arbitration years. So that sounds like he's a guy he wants to negotiate with. Peterson's a guy he's going to negotiate with. He's going to take out arbitration guys. Vientos may be a guy he even negotiates with.
Sure. And if it was an organizational hitting coach decision to make him be less aggressive and try to hit the ball to all fields, I don't care. Hit 25 homers and hit 220 and be the catcher, and that's it. I don't care about being complete hitter anymore.
I don't know what he changed in the NLCS, but he started hitting. He just started enjoying it.
He just woke up. Game
you just
5,
felt like he just enjoyed playing and just swung the bat nice, smoothly, and that's what you need for 6 months.
We've talked about this. If you look at his stats in 2023, it was 350,000 OPS June, 100, 400 OPS like July. He's incredibly streaky. So I think it's just something we're gonna have to deal with.
Which is fine. And guess what? He calls a good game. The guys, the pitchers on the mound trust him.
He has a good arm. They don't hold runners on to save their lives.
The biggest issue that he has behind the plate is protecting the ball. Oh, they said he had like the worst rate when it came to wild pitches and pass balls.
He gets
because of the way he
gets
framing.
Down too much. Tries to frame too much and he doesn't catch the fucking ball.
Right, and it goes by him, and like he doesn't block. He is not in a good position. Brzezinski was talking about. He's not in a good position to block the plate, so that's why the ball gets by him a lot, and that's why that runner on third is always a scary situation, especially when you have a slider or a curveball or an in the dirt pitcher on the mound, because now you're praying he protects it.
I guess it's a thing he could adjust. From the way I'm watching him, it's always so he's on one knee and his stiff leg is to, I guess, in the left-handed batter's box, if you can picture where it is. So if if a right-hander is pitching and they're throwing a slider, you can't go that way. Like, just switch the knees. Put the knee.
But it's the way. Think about how you're saying that. It sounds a lot easier in the moment.
What I'm saying sounds a lot easier than it is, but it should be something you'll be able to figure out and just go on the other knee so that the leg that you can kind of push off is the straight one that's already on the ground. And you can kind of get over and block. It's whatever.
So
we're getting into semantics at the moment.
We can go back into that later on. John Mara also was asked about Saquon's return to MetLife. Listen, he knows how I feel about him. I can't say I was surprised by the game that he had. We greeted each other before the game. He's a great player. Not only was he a great player for us, but the way he represented us off the field too is something that I'll always appreciate him for, and he knows that.
All right.
So basically reiterating the basically him cursing when he signed with the Eagles on Hard Knocks of, I miss you already.
I'm not going to get a lot of sleep with him on the Eagle. Yep.
Nope.
All right. I think this is a night for me, boys.
This is a night for all of us. This was fun. Again, October has been fun.
Sorry, see it end.
As shitty as the Islanders have been, Knicks are back. So
yeah, the Celtics just shot another 3.
It was opening night. I'm
I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad.
What did they shoot from the floor? Something insane.
The Knicks had a good shooting night. They just didn't play defense.
The Celtics, I meant.
I don't know the percentage, but they were
29 3-pointers.
Yeah, they
made,
missed the record by they missed the 1-3 by the all-time record.
And there was like a sequence where they kept getting the rebounds and shooting threes.
Yeah, the last 8 minutes. Yeah, the last 8 minutes. So
they were 47% from 3, and they were 50% from the floor on the night. The Celtics. That you can't win. You can't lose.
Oh no, I'm not mad.
Listen, at the end of the day, the Celtics
and the Knicks' offense looked good.
Yeah.
So we haven't had a show, Danny. I know you were kind of mad a little bit about DiVincenzo being.
No, I wasn't mad. I was mad about the jersey, but I wasn't mad.
Well,
I like Cat, so I'm happy about
it.
That.
Had to be done though. Like I just feel like it was something. Knowing that Robinson's out till February, maybe the whole season, you had nobody down low.
I can't stand Mitchell Robinson.
But you also had nobody down low, so you had to make this move.
Not at the Snacks level of hating Mitchell Robinson. I'm never gonna get that far, but it's
nobody's
the same
ever gonna get that far on anybody.
He's always hurt.
With
the thing with Cat, he reminds me of Patrick Ewing offensively, so that's always a good thing.
We'll talk more next week when we have a couple games to talk about.
If you're mad about last night, you're
overreacting.
The season started. Be happy, and also you're playing in the East. You're going to end up in a top 4 spot.
They legitimately haven't played. Like this is a brand new team, and they've been together for 2 weeks.
He's already been on the podcast though, so it's okay.
Yeah, it was pretty good actually.
I didn't listen to that one yet. I'm in the middle of Luke Bryan on Joe Rogan, who have a lot more in common than you would think, Finn.
Joe Rogan's a big hunter kind of thing.
That hunting and gambling is basically the whole first hour.
He had Luke Combs on too, and it was the same thing. It was all hunting. I was like, okay.
So Jelly Roll was good last week, also, by the way.
All right.
With that being said, thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys soon.